It's we call it the fishing vessel pinnacle. It's a Bering Sea crabber. It was built and designed by my father and myself in 1998, and with the Bering Sea crabber, it's since then. So,
So that's
and when I when I kind of took over, we and bought my father out. We started doing some summer tendering because kind of see the crab futures kind of the quotas were getting smaller, so we started looking for other stuff to do.
so you're a lifetime crabber.
Yep.
Okay.
I've been going to Dutch Harbor since I was 10 years old.
Okay.
I spent a lot of summers in Dutch Harbor before I got out of high school.
That's great. Tell me about the last couple years in the crabbing industry.
What was the last couple of years was kind of tough. It was with the closures of snow crab and king crab at the same time. That was a tough one to swallow. We were crews, the young guys were, they were looking for other stuff to do, and we were just trying to figure out how to make ends meet. We started doing other things that we don't normally do, but just tendering codfish in the wintertime and pollock and stuff like that. So, I mean, we getting through it, but it's really nice to see the quotas come out today and have the three main fisheries open again. That was a great, it's kind of a pretty big day today.
Yeah. And you mentioned the three main fisheries. Let's dive a little deeper into that. Obviously, snow crab, or what I've been told are the quote bread and butter of the crabbing
Yeah, that's what I
industry.
was going to say. Bread and butter. Yeah,
Yeah. So walk me through the.
that's been.
Go ahead.
I say the snow crab has been the bread and butter for the last my whole career. So
And today we got the news that for the first time in 3 years we will have a snow crabbing season. It's been closed the last 2 years. Tell me about your initial reaction when you found out that we will have a small snow crabbing season.
there was rumblings that we could possibly have one, and I was actually pretty surprised that we did, being that with National Marine Fisheries and Alaska Department of Fish and Game, they've been extremely conservative with the stock decline there. So it was really great news that they letting us go catch some.
And it is
We
a small catch, right? It's less than
yeah, it's the
5 million pounds when typically we hit what, 45 million pounds.
yeah there was 20 to 50 to 75 million pounds for the last 15 or 20 years. But some years there was 150 million year quotas. So it's just the Bering Sea is evolving just like everything else is, I guess.
Yeah. When you hear less than 5 million pounds, I mean, given all the history, obviously, the last 2 years we had nothing, so it's better than nothing, but it still is not
Yes.
what it used to be. Where's your head with this small catch?
It's I think it's a step in the right direction, with us out on the grounds and actively fishing again. It gives, the biologists more information of what's actually happening out there without having to guess. I know we've been doing a lot of with the Bering Sea Research Foundation. We've been doing a lot of, like, we started doing a pot survey for the first time in I don't know how many years in the Bering Sea for snow crab, which is a great step in the right direction. So, and that's all, funded by all the crabbers, you know, donate to the research foundation along with a lot of the processors and some of the businesses as well.
That's,
So it's nice to see it opening.
yeah. And in my conversations with the scientists and the people who are, collecting all of the data that fuels these decisions of whether we're going to have it or not, one of the things that I've heard from the scientists' perspective is that it weighs heavily on them when they're making these decisions of these are families' incomes that they're impacting every time they make these decisions, and they don't carry that lightly. What would you say about finding that balance between obviously you and your family's history and everyone around you has made a career out of this and needs the income, but we also have a species that was on the brink of.
Yeah, it's the brink of disaster. But No, it's nice. It's nice to see it. I mean, I was glad to see the fishery open up, but if it needed to be closed, it needed to be closed. So I mean, there was a catastrophic event that happened in the Bering Sea for snow crab anyway. So I mean, it- it's something that I've never seen in my 30 some years of fishing in the Bering Sea. So it was, it needed to be done. We needed to let the snow crab recover.
And it sounds like they are recovering. They wouldn't be having a small season if that wasn't the
Yeah.
case. So, how do you feel big picture? Um, do you feel like the crabbing industry is as secure as maybe it has been your whole career, or is there a world where are you thinking and other people in the industry are thinking like, oh gosh, should we be finding alternative industries?
Well, the last couple of years, I was like thinking we might trying to find something else for the boat to do and for us to do. And but no, it's really nice to see the fishery recovering and for especially for the younger generation of fishermen coming into the fishery. So gives them a little bit of hope at the end of the tunnel. The surveys showed, increased biomass in almost all the species across the board, sex and size and stuff. So that was great to see. So hopefully, the future is bright for these younger guys coming up into the industry.
Yeah, absolutely. Are you able to estimate how much either you or if you want to speak more generally, people in the industry on average lost these last couple of years not having the snow crabbing season?
Uh, Hundreds of thousands of dollars, I'm going to say, but I mean, the crew members, there was, years where crew members could make, upwards of $100,000 a year, and during when the prices were great, sometimes more than $100,000 a year. So as a crew member,
Yeah.
I mean, it was tough on a lot of these guys. A lot of my guys that worked with us, they've been there for 15 to 20 years, and so it was a big shocker when they did close the season.
Yeah. But at least we have
Hold on,
something.
hold
Oh, go ahead.
on. Yeah, trying to keep the crew members busy was finding work for them. Just, the boat wasn't making a ton of money, so but at least find them and get them a paycheck for them and their family.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hopefully the worst days are over and it's onwards and upwards for everyone, for the
For
crabs
sure.
and for the crabbers.
Yeah, for sure. It's not just the crabbers, it's the processors that process the crab. It's the workers at the processing facilities and the guys at the fuel docks in Seattle. And I mean, the trickle down effect was pretty huge.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
it's not just good news for the crabbers, that's good news all around.